handsome bak ke ni? Tahu-tahu nak jalan jauh sikit.
On today's show, we met up with Albakry, co-host to one of Malaysia's leading automotive YouTube channel, Roda Pusing. He will also be teaching us a thing or two about how we can be the next YouTube sensation by making videos about ice cream steaks. ConcreteJungle is up next. ConcreteJungle is made possible with Green Room 136. Check out our brand new junk monkey at greenroom136.com/junkmonkey. Green Room 136 Urban Carry is designed and handmade in Malaysia since 2011. Music for this podcast is presented by Samad. Check for show dates or buy his track at asamad.com. Albakry, thank you very much and welcome to the show. Welcome to ConcreteJungle. You'll be surprised that we took a very long break, and you are our number one episode for this new season. Okay, so before we begin, can you please so you are Albakry, the host of RodaPusing. Perhaps you can share a little bit about what is RodaPusing.
To put it in a nutshell, RodaPusing is currently the biggest YouTube-based Malaysian motoring channel in Bahasa.
Okay, and before we talk about how RodaPusing came about, let's talk a little bit about yourself. Where do you come from?
I started in the newspapers.
Right.
New Straits Times, 2001. That's my first motoring stint.
You write or?
I write.
Right.
But my background was in writing. I was a automotive technician, but I got bored of fixing cars. You fix the same problem again and again. You thought, oh no, this is not it. So I was doing odd jobs for a while. Then I got an interview with New Straits Times. That was a they call it a pre-editorial training scheme, which you come in and they train you to be a journalist,
right,
for 6 months, and then they throw you into the pit where you either become a news reporter or whatever, crime reporter. They try you out in several departments. I suck at most of them. Until they put me into this section called cars, bikes and trucks. So from that point on, it's cars, bikes and trucks and whatever.
So that pretty much is your passion. I mean, you dabbled with fixing cars at the beginning, right?
Yes,
so that's how the passion came about, like.
Yeah. So I started with writing, then it moved on newspaper, then it moved to websites, then now it's video. Yeah.
How long have you had a website on for cars?
No, it was several websites. I was just contributing here and there. Yeah.
Do you contribute for the likes of Paul Tan and all that?
No, never Paul Tan, but Bikes Republic, a few other websites. Yeah, here and there.
How do you feel in terms of the progression of this sort of media for automotive? Has it changed the landscape of how cars automotive is being perceived in the market?
It has changed so much that whoever's writing on paper right now is kind of like being left behind, right? When was the last time you see an automotive magazine on the racks? Not many. Most of them has closed down.
To be fair, we have not really seen a proper magazine on the newsstands for the past few years already.
So, newspaper still has its relevancy.
Yes, they still have its relevancy.
Yes, but everybody has moved on to websites.
Right.
And Paul Tan, who was ahead of the curve, was there when it all started, right? So now he's the biggest guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
so
the oldest.
Yeah, he's the oldest because he started first.
Yes,
so
he did.
that's the thing. You have to be ahead of the curve. If you are in it, that means you will be swimming in a lot of competition.
Right.
Hopefully with RodaPusing, that's what's happening, because we started with video and we don't even have a website. It's purely video. Whereas everybody else is doing websites and then they dabble with videos.
So how do you get yourself into Roda Pusing?
Well, it was by chance actually. Another friend, Hazri, is with Careta right now, another big name in the industry. He called me and said, "Hey, we're doing this show. Why not you join us?" So that's how it started. I think 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. We played around. At that time, it was just ad hoc, one video, couple of months, right? Then Hisham, who is the main guy behind all this, said, "Let's do this seriously. There's a way to do it. This is the future, because in Europe or America, video is it.
Yeah.
Any other media is slowing down. You don't have video, you'll be left behind."
That's true. But
right?
are you talking about the likes of Top Gear, or you're talking about the likes of video blogs?
Video blogs. Even if you look at Facebook, you post a video, it'll be pushed higher than you push a normal story.
But this was before. When did Roda Pusing started?
2014?
2014. All right.
Yes. But I only came in early 2015,
I see.
about there. Right? Only middle of last year that we actually started seriously. 3 videos a week, 3 videos a month, sorry. That kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. How did Roda Pusing come about?
It's like I said, it was the brainchild of Hisham Jaudi.
Right.
He started in the industry about the same time as me.
Right.
In 2001 with Hypertune actually.
Right. Okay.
Right. But after that, he couple of years down the road, he was already doing videos. Right. But he was too ahead of everybody else.
In what sense is it too ahead?
A lot of companies at that time was just getting the grasp of internet.
Right. Okay.
Right. So video was, what are we going to do with videos? Even now, at this point, Malaysia-wise, we're still behind a lot of markets in terms of video. A lot of car companies and a lot of companies are still wondering, this video is the future, but how do we handle it?
Yeah, there's a lot of aspect of video that is difficult to handle, because
Traditional
I assume
marketing.
was he still with Hypertune at the time, or
No.
So he was on his own already, and he was already dabbling in videos, lah. But how did he manage to get hold of? Was he focusing on cars, or?
Yes, cars, motorsports, things like that.
So he's got connections with the local car scene that he's managed to get hold of review units and all that.
Yeah, when you're in the scene, you're in the scene. So it's easy to get the subjects, and some people who understands, can see the potential, really help us along in that sense. So, but it's still a learning curve for them and for us. If you watch the first 30 videos of Roda Pusing, especially the first 15, each one has a slightly different style. So Hisham will actually sit down and look at it. This time we'll do it this way. This time we'll do it this way. And not just the style, we also look at the subject. Some videos will get like 175 views, 175,000 views, sorry. Some videos will get 300. So depending on the subject, so we have to plan each one after that.
You look at it as a science, rather than, rather than pretty much like us that all willy-nilly just get a chunk of video and then just post it up online.
There's always some people who prefer one way or the other.
Yes, that's true.
It's like eating food, right? Some like satay, some don't like. So the variety helps people move. But at the end of the day, for us, we have to sit down and look at it because we want to grow big.
So that was the precursor of Roda Pusing. Is there a brand behind that, or it was just a bunch of videos created for the sake of being created?
He had his own title back then.
Right.
He was working for
and he was doing it on his own
I think it was a proper company.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was with a proper company doing this, lah.
But like I said, at that time it was 2 ahead.
Right.
So now with Roda Pusing,
When was that?
wow, I think at least 8 years, 10 years ago.
Wow. So this was even earlier than, yeah, podcasting was around, but YouTube sensation was not really there yet. There were not many YouTube mega stars yet. That was
So-
before YouTube actually focused on producing content, with the likes of.
I think it's about that same time, but if you watch the videos, you know, wow, this is quite a while back. That kind of thing, right?
Uh-huh.
It's like you watch a movie, you see the phone being used in that movie, it's
Yes.
like, oh.
It's like watching Matrix now. You
Yeah.
got wood. What?
Yeah, it's the
That
same.
phone looks like a banana. Okay. So, and how did that turn into RodaPusing?
Basically, Hisham saw it was the right time to start again, because he already knew the basics. He teamed up with the other side of RodaPusing, which is Adam Lokman. He's basically one of the big guys in the entertainment industry in terms of videography. I think he just came back from India shooting Resh Manu's new video clip. I think it's called Trouble. Yeah. So he does that. That's one side of the team. The other side is Hisham. So these two came together and said, okay, this is the show. That's how it became about. And then they thought, okay, we need not just a bit of help. That's how I came in, being the funny guy, or the fat guy on the show. Yeah, yeah.
So, what was the thought process like at that time, right? At the point of conceiving RodaPusing, why do you choose to proceed with YouTube rather than to go with I don't know, Astro or RTM or TV3 or NTV7 to produce a weekly show?
Well, YouTube is where, to us, is an untapped area.
Right.
You already have car shows on the TV. You already have car shows on Astro or whatnot. But
From the international standard, from international base, right? But
locals also, you have lots of them actually. Some are high quality, some are so-so, but YouTube gives us the ability to have a bit more freedom. If you do it on a TV, you're somehow fixed.
Yes.
Right? And YouTube is, like I said, we're here. Nobody's there yet. So when we started, it's a free reign. So that's how it gives us a bit of time to learn and craft how we do the videos and things like that. Yeah.
So the objective of, but by choosing YouTube, you don't get cash up front to actually produce all this. So you're walking into this with just passion in your pocket and really sculling it.
That's the thing with Hisham. He's very brave on that one, but he's also very critical. So he's the brains of this whole thing. I'm just assisting, but also adding a bit more personality into it. So when we comment about a car, he might talk about something else. I will talk about something else. So we have that
synergy.
Yeah. So if it's a single host, it's like when you lepak lah. You want a friend to.
You definitely need two person to throw banters around.
Yeah.
The Lauren Hardy and the Albert Costello kind of trope lah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what were the challenges of starting RodaPusing?
It was figuring out what.
Whoa! Well, it's been a hot day, so
Yeah.
a little bit of rain goes a long way.
It's figuring out what people want, because at the end of the day, the viewers is what counts,
Right.
right? And keeping it as close as possible at being a proper factual show, at the same time being what they want, because people think they want something else, but actually in the end, oh, okay, we want facts about cars in the end. So it's very hard to balance it, because if you go too factual, people will just tune off.
Yeah, because it's boring. It's just all numbers, and then and things which they can read from a brochure or which they can read from an article. But I think basically people who actually go on YouTube these days, they want information that is more user-centric rather than the specs.
If they want the specs, they can read it through.
Correct.
Right? So when we talk about video, the storyline is important.
Yes.
You have to grab the attention and carry that all the way to the end. So viewer retention is one of our proud things. People tend to watch from the beginning until the end. At first, we had a few videos where people click 10 seconds, look at it, no, take off. Right?
Do you measure all the way to that level, to that extent?
Yes.
That scientific.
That's how intricate Hisham will sit down and look at it.
So you actually sit down in front of YouTube and analyze the analytics, look through where are the drop-off points and everything like that.
Where people will repeat the game, and usually it's something funny. So comedy is one of the main things that's important in a long video, because at first we thought people were gonna watch a 4-minute video and then that's it, right? But we also read the comments and table out what people say, and a lot of people started saying, "Hey, this is too short."
Right, they want more.
They want more. So we stretched it to 12. Hey, still can go a bit more. So we went to 15. So, well, we still have short videos here and there, because depending on the subject, but we have videos where we run to 16 minutes and people still watch it to the end.
So with international competition like say Top Gear, what has Top Gear provided you in terms of inspiration, or in terms of competition, or in terms
comedy?
of
Again, you see, it's that 3 guys, right?
yes,
They can talk about anything, and people still watch.
yes.
So that's what we want, but also at the same time we give proper factual things like the car smells good, things like that. Yeah, trying to balance that out. Looking at Top Gear, Hisham will go through a lot of things and sit with me, and we'll go through magazines, we'll go through shows, we'll share what everybody else's work. Hey, I just saw this, somebody posted this, so we share it in our group, and we watch it. Hey, then we talk about it, things like that.
So one of the massive challenges of YouTubers is that whatever they make out of click views or Google Ads, they are not able to cover the cost of production and all. So
It's very little actually. Even if you have 1 million views,
yes,
the pay is, yeah. Even if you what's his name? I watched that YouTube guy talking about his videos pays for his hobbies. He has millions of views, but his hobby is like stuff like riding gloves, things like that. That's how he finance. So you can imagine how much that money he makes from the videos. It's not that much.
So you definitely cannot run or operate a proper production house to produce this.
You still need an external income to help boost the videos. Yeah.
So do you feel that by being on YouTube, is there an avenue for you to diverse into a completely different business entirely? Because what we know from the likes of Genie Boy and the international YouTubers, what they normally do is by producing this set of videos, they are able to gain interest from commercial brands who also wishes to produce similar videos.
Yes.
And they pay them as a production house, or they form production houses to actually produce videos for these commercial brands.
Yeah. So
do we have that kind of ecology here in Malaysia?
yes, we do. We do. It's slowly coming to that point. Like I said earlier, a lot of car companies, what we double with is still trying to figure out that thing. But we don't want to go for car companies actually.
Yes.
Because we don't really actually sell our reviews. The reviews are always a standalone.
Yes.
What we do with car companies, if they want us to do a video, we'll do projects. Like Volkswagen, we did a child seat awareness video.
Right.
We notice a lot of people still don't use child seats.
Right? It's heartbreaking, my friend. It's so heartbreaking to see parents driving with their kid on their lap, driving literally with a kid on their lap.
Yes, exactly.
That is so creepy.
Right? So we did a video on child seat awareness, but we didn't talk about the technicalities or whatnot. It's just a basic why you should have a kid in your a child seat and up to what age, right? And the problems that people get into with child seats. A lot of them complain the kid will cry, this and that.
Which is very common. I had kids who cried as well.
Yeah, but
you have no choice.
You have no choice is one thing, but when we talk to a child seat manufacturer, if you start the kid early,
yes, they get accustomed
from day one, they will actually get accustomed to, and whenever they get into a car, they sit in a child seat, they will fall asleep.
Oh yeah.
Right? It's like their comfort thing. It's their routine, so they get used to it. It's when you start them a bit late that they tend to,
because it's uncomfortable. Then
yes, they're strapped in.
Unnatural to them.
Yes. In fact, with that video, the spin-off was we did a child seat giveaway. VW provided us with the child seat. It was an Instagram competition with Nana, a local celebrity. And the winner, when we gave her the child seat and told us her story, that her baby was actually injured in a car accident and she was holding him. So after that, she learned the lesson a hard way.
Very painful lesson.
Right? So they started using child seat.
Right.
But he was at the age where the baby seat is too small for him already. They need a child seat. So that giveaway helped a lot. Because as you know, a good child seat is not cheap. It's not cheap. But it is a safety item where it's very important.
It pays off on its own on a long-term basis. And on
Yes.
top of that, it is is it a resellable item?
No, actually, child seats have a certain lifespan to it. It's plastic.
It's like helmet lah.
Yeah, right. 6 years, 8 years, you might want to change it.
Right.
Right. Hand-me-downs tend to have risk.
So majority of the business for RodaPusing comes from sponsored content, and pretty much RodaPusing is the catalyst for demand. To create the demand, to create the interest that leads to the side businesses that actually pays off the whole
at the end of the day,
operation.
The main thing is, again, it's the viewers that's more important. That's what we focus on, right? What they want is what we give them, and also at the same time, it's how to say it? We try not to divert too much away from some people go out and about and put too much entertainment into the whole thing. Sexual stuff still is the main core, and that's how we know it's working, because a lot of our videos are coming through searches. It's not We get people who watch other videos and then stumble on our videos, but a lot of our videos is Google. You Google Tucson test drive or not.
So you normally Google by cars or by the model, or do they Google by
the model probably, because if you Google the name, you have that suggested videos that you can watch. Yeah, usually ours would be one of the top 3, so that helps a lot.
So do you have a type of science towards what models to focus on, or it is just whatever is available?
What we notice is the more affordable the cars, the more views we get somehow.
Hence the Proton, hence a lot of focus on Proton and
Rodas, yeah. We one of our biggest videos is that 3 comparison of MPVs below 100,000, right? A lot of views on that one. So then from there we know that okay, this is the market, the Malaysian market. Whatever it is, that's the core.
The BMWs and all sort, not really too much.
To me, I think a lot of the people who goes for BMWs and they still watch local reviews, but a lot of them will actually go for overseas review at UK or Australia.
I see. Because when I encounter Roda Pusing, right, the first thing that comes to my mind is finally someone that talks about automotive on the local context.
Yes.
Because yeah, sure, you can read about or watch all this content from the international standards, but that may not work here in Malaysia because we have weather conditions that's very different.
Our
road
usage is
conditions
also
are very
different. Yes. So that's what we bring into the market.
So I will assume the local top-end car owners will want to watch all this, or perhaps the ones who are unable to afford a BMW, who would like to aspire to have a BMW, they will watch it too. So, but the market is still towards the
lower end.
The lower end.
Because the lower end is where people will actually search and watch. People who wants to buy a BMW already knows it's a good car. Right?
They know it's a good car, but they want to see the reviews. They want to see the features. It's like, for example, say a phone. You want to before you pick up a phone, there's no way for you to test the phone.
Yes, exactly.
Right. So the only way is to go on YouTube and see someone unbox it, switch it on, and do the things that they need to do with it.
It's the same with this bag. I was watching one of the reviews where I forgot his name. He was showing off the bag. So I thought, okay, I'll try that one. I mean, I know you guys for the longest time,
right?
But it took me a while to get to be convinced, and that was after watching that video.
What was it that didn't convince you about? Oh, we are diverting to Green Room 136.
Yeah, because to me, like you said, before the phone is launched, you won't be able to use it.
Exactly.
Right? I'm a person who likes to touch, look, because when I buy something, it has to last.
Yes.
Right? So, and usage is very important. A bag is not just a bag. It's part of you. You personalize. Oh, I like to put a pen here.
Yeah.
And the pen will be here and never anywhere else.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So certain bags work, certain bags doesn't work. But to me, the main important thing is how well built. Because a lot of things don't last with me. They break down. I buy a pouch. It'll last 3 months. Your sidekick, I've worn it. You've seen it. That's about a year and 3 months.
Very well seasoned.
I use it every day, and out in the weather, I'm riding with it. So that's the thing. So until I see a review, which is a video, I'm not into reading too much these days. So the video helps. Because when you see a video, the guy opens it, you see how it moves.
Yes.
And things
the
like
interaction.
that. Yes.
the user interface.
It's a lot easier to understand. So that convinced me that was the last mile, and of course going over to your shop and actually holding it. That is the last stretch lah. But of course there's no outlet on this side of the world.
Coming.
Going to PJ. PJ is close, but you know it's in Jaya One. It's inside there, right? Or Kajang. I mean, my mom says my parents is in Bangi.
Right.
I go to Kajang once in a while. Like last weekend, I went for a wedding there. But it's you guys are only open on what?
No, we don't open at all. It's a workshop now. We used to have a store inside. Yeah, no one wants to come over to Kajang, you know. And satay is not enough of a motivator to.
You know what?
To make the trip.
Kajang satay is there. I'm serious. I grew up with Kajang satay.
Right.
It used to be so good.
Yeah.
Now it's just
Times change, my friend.
Now it's just meat on a stick.
Yeah.
Only a few places that to me still make satay when it was used to be back in the 80s. Because satay used to be the comfort food, the treat for the family.
Yeah.
Back then, right? So my dad will actually drive to Kajang, which used to take about an hour. Buy satay and drive back. And remember how succulent meat.
Yeah.
Because you had the fat in the middle.
Fat in the middle.
Now
it's
dry
all just
meat.
meat. Yeah. Now it's all just dry meat.
Sad.
Even Haji Samsuri also, the standards of satay has dwindled quite a bit.
So when I see quality stuff like this, it helps. Happy.
So majority of the people who actually come to Roda Pusing, what do they want that experience?
The main people who watch Roda Pusing, when we look at the Google Analytics, it's people who wants to buy a car.
They're about to buy the car lah. They just want
Right, that's how they
someone
stumble.
to convince them that this is the right or the wrong car for them.
Yes, because usually because they already searched for that name, right?
Yes.
They are already fixated. Okay, I'm buying this car. It's 50%. It's halfway there already. So they need that last push to convince themselves or convince somebody else, a wife or husband, say, "Hey, this car's fine. Look at what this guy said." Yeah, that kind of thing.
Okay. What else do we need to? So, is it difficult to produce a video content for Roda Pusing?
Yes and no.
How many? Right now, you produce 3 videos in a month, right?
Well, that's the target.
Right.
Right now we have about 50-ish videos.
And each video is about 50 minutes, you're saying?
No. Couple of weeks ago we had one motorcycle review, very short one.
Right.
About 4.5 minutes.
And how is it difficult to produce all this? Is there a way? Is there a reason why it's 3 and not more? Because the reason why I'm asking that is because some podcasts they do it on a weekly basis, and some YouTubers do it like they have these signs and daily we have to post like 1 or 3 short posts in a day.
What we notice is the more often you post things, the easier people remember you.
Yes.
Right? So frequency is one thing, but don't put frequency on top of quality. That's the thing. And another thing is viewer retention. The guy might be interested in watching about remote controls, but if you put a video about remote controls and you drag it, it's too draggy, people will click off. So it takes a lot of research before you do the video, but sometimes it's funny because there's a lot of I think Super 7 girls or something there. It's a bunch of girls in the States.
I know.
Right? They get millions of views, right? And it's just a bunch of girls doing skits. Funny. And
no, not funny at all. Horrible skits, but my kids love it.
And toy reviews.
Toy reviews especially, yeah. My kids are hooked on to Baby T4.
So when you think you have the right subject or
Yes.
the right thing, then you watch that and it's like, what am I doing wrong? So in a way, yes, it's easy, and also at the same time, no.
So you that's the reason why you choose like you choose to do 3 shows in a month, focusing on quality, focusing on content which people want to watch, and all right. Okay.
That's why the cars, we can do cars and cars and cars and cars, but not everybody wants to watch a certain car. Right? So we have to think about a way to go around that.
Okay,
Like-
elaborate
Okay,
about
again, we talk about the child safety thing.
that. Yes.
1 year ago, VW had a awareness program for child seats.
Right.
They did it with a I forgot what association was that. So basically, they gave out like 200 seats for people to train themselves on how and learn how to use the child seat. That video we only had a couple of hundred views. Then we did the child seat video, the awareness one, a year later. Proper planning, what to say, how we're going to do it, the right partner to do it with, because VW is the other half of the people who developed child seat, the Isofix system. They're the first one who came up on their cars. So that's how VW came to mind. And I said, we talked to them, hey, let's do this. They liked the idea. So that had a couple thousand views. So if you had just done a simple video, I don't think people will click it. Right? So there's a lot of planning that goes into that alone.
So does the same planning go into every single episode, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
About.
So that's the other reason why as well. That's where the quality comes from, like that, having to really sit down and brainstorm.
Sometimes car companies look at, hey, do you want to test drive this car? Then we sit down, look at it. Might do, but if we do, because it's not just about people watching. Because we have limited amount of time to do in a month.
Yeah.
So we have to pick and choose
Yeah.
which will fit into our whole plan.
So how long of a timeline do you have planned out ahead?
Wow, that child seat thing was 8 months.
Wow.
In between, having the idea to do it, picking on who wants to do it with, and VW said we wanted to do 3 months before. Then they said, oh, we're launching a car 3 months from now. Maybe we should push it back. I said, okay. So that became a year later, that kind of thing. Yeah.
So finally it's done.
Yeah, when it came out, it felt good, and yeah, one of the more fun videos to do also somehow. Yeah, end up, and that's the thing. Fun is the factor here. If it's fun, it shows in the video.
Yeah.
It's more enjoyable for people to watch.
So if someone would come up to you and say, hey, you know what, Albakry, I want to be a YouTuber, what's the top 3 things that you will share with this chap?
Your passion might be your passion, but it's not everybody else's passion. So don't hope big. Number one,
Right.
learn. When you produce a video, watch how people react to it. The comments and the Google Analytics. You sit down and watch it. Pay attention and note down. You want to be ahead of the curve, but you also want to be reactive. Don't be scared of people saying, hey, this is boring. You ask that guy, why is it boring? Why do you think it's boring? They say, this is too draggy. So the next video you do, you make it a bit more snappy. Then you watch the reaction again. Does the guy like it? Is there that many complaints? Things like that. That's 2. The third one, don't give up. Right? A lot of people, they watch they read the reviews. Oh no more.
It's very easy. There's a lot of trolling online.
That's the thing. some of the comments might be trolls.
Yes.
So you have to look at it logically. At the same time, yeah, it feels good when you say, "Hey, this video is good." It feels good, of course. But when people comment, see, saying things and writing things is two different things. So the guy might meant it to him. It sounds in his head fine. It's just a comment, but you might take it negatively. So don't take it too hard, and don't give up.
So I guess the whole idea of coming out with a YouTube channel for my ice cream steak collection is not going to be too hot of an idea.
Maybe you just never know. Dude. There's people there's clubs in America that collects barbed wire.
Wow.
Yes, it's a big club, right? And there's also the California Barbecue Association, something. Yeah.
Okay, that I understand. They swap recipes and.
Not just that, they argue gas or charcoal. Then there's one guy who's so-called an expert of car cooking. So they pack food. They have a special built canister inside the engine bay, usually on top of the exhaust manifold. Put the chicken in or something, and according to the heat that comes up from the exhaust, and how long the food needs to cook, they plan the route to the point that when it's done cooking, they can be out there having a picnic.
So what you're saying is, ice cream stick collection, good. Repackage it, twist it around.
Don't talk just about
the sticks.
Talk about the ice cream that you buy.
Talk about the ice cream, yeah.
Yeah, because people want to hear stories.
Yes.
So the story behind how you get that steak is more interesting than just the steak itself.
That is true.
That is the value behind that steak.
That is true. Okay, last question. Where do you see Roda Pusing at this point in time? I know it's a little early because you guys started 2014 or so, right? So where do you see Roda Pusing at this point in time, zero or hero?
Right now, we are still in that learning curve. For us and the industry itself, it's still relatively new.
Yes.
Right? And though we're doing a motoring show, we're trying to tell people, say, hey, you can actually come with us. You may sell soft drinks. Your company sells soft drinks. We might be able to help you working with us. Product placement or anything. Just today that it was yesterday. Me and Hisham was looking at the boot of the car we're testing, and it's a huge boot for a small car, 500 liter plus. So we said, how are we going to show the size of this boot? Because it's not going to be just this car. We're going to have a lot of cars coming on. So we thought, okay, we have to pick something which is familiar with a lot of people, and it has to be bright in color. So when we put it in a black boot, it stands out. Things like that. So yeah.
So do like what Jerry Seinfeld does with his getting coffee with a comedian in the car, and this is the product placement. Out of nowhere, he could just walk up and say, "Oh yeah, this is our product placement." And
I mean, you want to talk about ice cream sticks,
yes.
Right? But maybe the ice cream manufacturer say, "Hey, you're reviewing sticks from other ice cream manufacturers, so we're not interested in sponsoring your video." Then you go for somebody like Inu. You eat too much ice cream, there's always a way of going around it. So
yes.
Yeah, again, you have to be reactive in how you look at the whole thing. Yeah, and Hisham is very good at that, but still the whole industry itself is growing in Malaysia.
Right.
There's a lot of room to grow. There's also there are very strong players already set there, like you said, Genie Boy.
Right.
He can do one video and you get
massive.
But that's the thing. There's a big difference between viral videos and factual videos.
Yes.
Viral videos, it's easy to get views, but it's also very hard to make viral videos.
Yes, it's extremely. You need to be a comedian to be first.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So you actually have to sit down and think, what will be viral? It's actually not that easy. Once you sit down, you think about it, you say, will this work? Then you do it, you say, wow, 3 people watch.
No.
My mother shared it. Yeah, so yeah, it's a lot of learning. It's new. I mean, even YouTube has started opening like their own the office here already. Yeah, but that's the thing, and also it's how do we say it? Yeah, you gotta go out there and watch a lot of YouTube. You see what works and what doesn't. It's not just your show. You watch everybody else's show also, and you learn from that. Yeah, that's very important.
Okay. So, do you have anything you want to plug before we leave?
Yeah.
Any new show upcoming?
Don't please subscribe to Roda Pusing.
How do they get you on the internet?
Just type Roda Pusing.
YouTube.com/RodaPusing.
Yeah, or just go to Google search and type in Roda Pusing. It will go up. That's the thing. We make sure ours is very searchable.
Right.
That's important.
Yes.
Because again, car market, people are looking at cars. They already know that car. They'll type in that word. Don't come up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and one of the things we're proud of is because I don't know whether because it's in Malay, but 99% of our views is from Malaysia itself, and we grow organically. We never boost anything. We post it up. So a lot of that's the thing. It's been a long time since we let it grow slowly. Now we're at 170,000 views a month on average on the channel on the whole 58 videos that we have, and it's growing. Last month it was 160. This one is 170. So hopefully, but it's funny though. When you look at the numbers of subscribers, we're not there. We're not even 10,000. We're a couple thousand lah. But the numbers of views, because people might not want to watch us as an entertainment, like pure entertainment reviews like Top Gear.
Yes.
Right? But they search us for proper reviews of cars. So yeah, again, you gotta slowly look into that. Like what you did with your bags. I'm sure you sit there and say, will this work? Right? Yeah.
I know. The nights of sleepless nights figuring out, should I put brown or should I put red?
It's the same with everything. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Albakry.
How long was
It's
that?
been a very, very good interview. Wow, 48 minutes, man. Definitely much, much longer than your videos.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too draggy. Hopefully it helps you guys coming out with your own videos. Even if you're not doing it for business, do videos as a form of something that you keep for your memory. That's my advice.
Which is exactly what we're doing now. You know, what we are doing now is not just one part of it is to inspire aspiring entrepreneurs on how they could start their own business as well. But at the same time, we are recording and archiving your stories.
Yeah.
You know, so all the stories that all the people that we have interviewed, it is their story. So as long as YouTube doesn't bring it down, generations and generations of people will be able to go online and say, "Ooh, that's Grandpa."
Yes, that's how he talk.
Yes.
Because pictures tells 1,000 stories, yes, but that's about it. When you have videos, you have the way you move, the way you talk, the way you react to things.
It's more real.
It's more real. And it's not just your grandkids will watch it. You might be enjoying it. 10 years from now, you look at your videos and say, wow, I'm that fat. You just never know, right? Yeah. So that's it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome.
All right.
Thank you for calling me, and yeah, this is fun.
I've been looking forward to doing this for a long time. But just that, you know,
it's a role reversal thing. Usually, I'm interviewing somebody for a story, right?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it's fun.
It's fun. It's extremely fun.
Yeah. Thank you so much.